comedy podcast. Comedy podcast. Get your ass ready for a comedy podcast. About roadway deaths. About roadway deaths. About roadway deaths. About roadway deaths. Comedy podcast. Comedy podcast. A certified motherfucking comedy podcast. About roadway deaths. About roadway deaths. About roadway deaths. About roadway deaths. Get yourself together. It's a certified fucking good time. Yeah.
Welcome back to your favorite podcast about roadway deaths.
Man, I don't know. I was thinking we don't have an intro. So,
Welcome to our intro. This is our intro. My name is Lucas. His name is... This is when you say your name.
Ben. But I was thinking...
His name is Ben.
I was thinking that maybe we should we got to come up with a funny way to say our names, and to say hi, I'm Ben. I have absolutely no qualifications. Welcome to the podcast.
Yeah, my name is Lucas. I've been posturing as an expert on this topic for about 4 years now.
Look, I went to the school of these mean streets, okay? I'll take the check, please.
Waiter, could you pass my comments to the chef that the bussy could be juicier?
My compliments to the chef. Have you ever dropped that?
No, I've never told a waiter to go and say that to the chef.
Send my compliments to the chef. Yeah, it's a nice thing to do. Honestly. The chef is in the back, all fucking sweaty and angry.
Mm-hmm. Big dude, sweaty.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's good, yeah. It's good to say thanks.
Dankeschön, Mr. Chef.
So I don't have any transportation content at all.
We need to piece together a mega cut of you saying that on every episode.
No, sometimes I come with content.
That's true. It's true. This is episode number 21, listener. So if you listen to this episode, you are allowed to go get hammered after you listen to it, but not before.
I got sort of hammered yesterday, so I worked kind of a long week, and then yesterday was my Friday, and there's a group bike ride that I've been going to, and so I get off work, I torch a Duberino, right? And then I put on my Hit Me With Your Car shirt, and I go to the local bodega to buy a 12-pack of PBR. And my bodega guy's like, looks like you're having fun. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going on a bike ride. Visibly stoned with a 12-pack of beer and a T-shirt that says, Hit Me With Your Car.
Yes, King.
So he looked a little concerned. But I want them to say, when they find me dead in the street, I want them to say he was asking for it. That's why I do it.
And you want me to have to live through the irreparable harm that fighting that will be. Because it'll be me. I'll be the only person. Even your family will be like, yeah, he was asking for it.
It still won't be my fault. It'll still be the fault of whatever fat fuck was behind the wheel.
I agree, but
but here's the thing: they're not gonna get
only
me.
Person.
They won't get me. I'm gonna shoot first. That's my take on roadway safety. Is if you want to stay safe, you better shoot the driver before they hit you with their car.
That would be one of the surest ways to stay safe.
Yeah, that's the Texas solution.
Something like that. I don't really have a whole lot of transportation content either on my end. I was in the great city of Chicago last week.
Train. And
that was excellent. I rode the train. I rode the bus. I got a little time on my bike, but it is. I mean, biking there, especially in the summer, is a lot. It was quite hot while I was there, and I wasn't ready for it. I wasn't ready for the number of conflict points and just not knowing where I was. I felt much more comfortable, especially considering I could walk from where I was staying to several train stops within, less than 10 minutes. If I wanted to get around, I just did that. Yeah. I did not get as much time on the bike as I wanted. It was also a little bit smoky in Chicago. There's been all the wildfires in Canada, so there was a lot of smoke. So I didn't really want to go exercise in that. I was also on vacation, so I wanted to kick back. I've been working really hard, so I kicked back, spent a lot of time with friends, got in Lake Michigan, laid out on the beach in Loyola Park. It was absolutely lovely. Had a Chicago dog. I checked all the boxes.
You're
on
my
list.
Chicago dog.
Am I?
You're my, yeah, I don't know. You were in Chicago. We should go. We should go back and do it up.
Have we ever been in Chicago together? I don't think we have.
Didn't we? Oh, I guess it was Stefan and I that visited Chicago.
Yeah. Because you went when you were considering going to UChicago, is that right? Or Northwestern or something?
Yeah, for the folks at home, I tried to go to those universities, but they both did not accept me. So
the University of Texas did accept you and was going to give you a chemical engineering degree until you decided to cash out and become a bike
podcaster
king. Yeah, become a podcaster.
What have I done?
You've got a doctorate in podcasting, is that correct?
Yeah, a PhD. PhD's nuts. No, my God.
But being in Chicago, it was sort of a breath of fresh air, being on the train and just being surrounded by so many people. I don't know. Cities get a really bad rap, and I think the listeners, anyone who is clinging on and listening to this podcast, we know you're out there. We know you're out there. Anyone who is listening, I feel like sort of leans this way as well, where I love being around people. Like, I love being in the city. I stepped on the train, and for one, it was cool on the train compared to the station. The station was hot. I was at the Bryn Mawr station on the Red Line in just outside Andersonville in Edgewater, and it was hot at the station. And so stepping onto the train was the first time I rode the train on this trip. It was just lovely. The city. The station was pretty empty, but the train was full of people. And I just loved seeing all the people, and there were families, there were people of all different race, sex, color. Like, it was amazing to be around such diversity and everyone just kind of minding their business, doing their thing. I felt at home, and I feel that way in cities when I'm in a properly urban environment. And
Chicago passes all the checks of like a proper city.
Yeah, it's dense as fuck. It's there's a ton of people, especially on the north side up there where they've built up for so many years. It's excellent. I love it. The food is great. The cost of living is manageable. I love Chicago.
Yeah, I kind of want to live there. It's like a working man's New York. I feel like you get a lot of the plus sides.
No, it's you can't, like, normies can't live there. We've talked about this on the pod before, but Chicago is a place where you could be a normie and still live in like a pretty nice apartment.
Here, one sec. Francis is calling. Let me.
I do want to let the listener in on a little secret that Ben having a girlfriend is a false flag. I think he missed that, which is great.
Okay, that was the wife. She says a bus. She says that there was a bus that flipped over, and that I shouldn't say anything insensitive about it in the Alex Jones voice. So let's look this
like
up.
Like a bus flipped over in her vicinity.
Yeah, I guess in Austin we had a bus crash. Uh-oh, bus crash. Let's see. Let's see what we got. Oh my God. 42 children and an adult were on the bus. Nine kids and the driver taken to the hospital.
Let me guess, a bike ran into the bus. Or was it a scooter?
Yeah, good one.
Oh, no. It was a pedestrian.
Bro. Okay, let's look at this road. Nameless road at Palomino Ranch Drive. So this is like the hill country, or Leander.
Leander, for folks not from Austin, is a pretty distant suburb on the northwest quadrant of Austin. It's up towards the hills and towards the lakes, towards pretty nice country. Leander's nice. We used to drive through Leander to go to the lake when we were kids. It's adjacent to Cedar Park, where any hockey fans might know the Texas Stars or the Cedar Park Stars. It's the farm team or the minor league team for the Dallas Stars. They play in Cedar Park.
I mean, something to note about the road that this happened on is that there's no sidewalk and no bike lane and no parking. So it's like a rural road.
Yeah, I mean, in my memory, Leander, especially as you continue to go north and west, is quite, I mean, we've discussed this on the pod before, people, cosplaying as rural, but when you drive tank to get cheeseburger, you're really not living a rural existence, but it does have like a rural feel out there. Everything's pretty spread out. There's no sidewalks or infrastructure outside of the road. There's just kind of big ditches on either side of the big roads.
No, yeah, this is horrible.
So what happened? Car?
Yeah. So do you want to start with
you
the
go
bit,
ahead.
or should I just jump right in? False flag.
They want you to think that this bus was flipped over by an automobile.
They want you to think that this bus just flipped itself over. They want you to think that this bus just rolled over. Well, I'm not going to roll over, government.
Yeah, they want you to think that this bus carrying children had a right to be in the street. Where were these kids going? That's what I want to talk about. Who were these kids? Where were they going? Why were 40 of them on a single bus? What is that about? Why would 40 children be going anywhere together? Why are the children organizing? I think it's really important that we take a look. Exactly. That's exactly where I'm going. I mean, 40 people on a bus, let alone children who have the energy to seize power from.
They're coming for your trucks. They're coming for your cars. They're coming for your Subarus.
They distract us with Labubu and Zaboomafoo. And at the end of the day, they're coming for your Subaru.
They're making your children communists. They're coming
do you
for
really
your
think
cars.
A self-respecting American would let their kid ride on a bus?
No, I don't know what this says about society. Like, the bus is safer than like a regular car because it's much bigger, right? But rolling it over.
So
really
was
is
it
like
a driver
worst-case
error?
scenario.
Was there another vehicle involved in the accident?
There will always be driver error, right? Like, someone's gonna fuck up eventually.
Yeah, it's true. Well, and we discussed a few weeks ago the benefits of removing the ape from the ape plus tank equation of transportation, and this applies to buses as well.
Yeah, buses are less safe, I think, than trains, right?
Well, train only go one direction.
Train on tracks.
Train on tracks. Track train.
Yeah. Chugga, 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 chugga.
That's what's next, listener. They have your kids on buses now. Next week, it's going to be trains. After that, they're going to be taking your freedom away.
Okay, it looks like none of the kids are gonna die, so that's good. That's good.
Excellent. I love that.
But it said
Love
two
that
were
for them.
pretty seriously injured.
How old were the kids?
I don't know. It just says it was the first day of school.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's terrible.
So I'm imagining like this bus driver. It's his first day on the job,
It's
right?
His first day, he's conked out of his mind.
Well, he's not conked. He's just trying to deliver a really great first day of school for the kids. So he's like whipping around corners in the bus. He's sliding the back tires out. The kids are all screaming. They've got their hands up. It's like a roller coaster ride for them. Yeah, faster, faster. Oh, I hope that all of the kids make a swift recovery.
That's a full bus. You're like, you want us to believe that there's 42 children on the bus? There are like only 20 rows on the bus? That's like a full bus.
Yeah, that's definitely a full bus. He waited, or she waited, whoever the driver was, waited until that bus was full to really hang it out there.
Bro,
I wish there was a bus driver that I was on a bus in Chicago. I was on the 77 heading west to Avondale. I was going to the Avondale Bowl. I had gotten off the Red Line and I was going to the Avondale Bowl. And 2 other 77 buses passed my bus driver on the way to my destination. And I was like, come on, man. Can't you like skip a stop? You know that there's another bus right behind you. Like, don't get us passed by 2 buses on the same line. And of course, the real, thing to blame here is the fact that the buses run in mixed traffic, and you can just sort of get the short end of the stick when you're a giant bus and asshole drivers won't let you in. But I was pretty frustrated when I saw the second 77 bus pass my ride.
Yeah, man, bus bunching is like a natural phenomenon of that develops in all urban environments.
So bus bunching, is that a lot like gooning?
It's different, I think.
Is there bussy bunching?
No, well, I'm getting bunches of bussy, but
I think we'll just start with the bussy bunch, waiter. Thank you.
I'll take the bunches of bussy. Can I get an appletini, please? I'll have bourbon neat, and my gay son will have a glass of sweet vermouth. Waiter, my gay son is running low on vermouth.
Oh. Texas is a place where like children are served alcohol if they're with their parents, right?
Yeah, not a lot of places will do it, but it's legal.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't know. It's kind of a little too sad to riff about.
I think we squeezed.
To do a Sandy Hook on the yeah.
Yeah, I think we covered that base pretty well.
Yeah, why don't we move on to a new bit? Something a little less dark. Something that complies with our no bummers policy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any other traffic deaths news. I was poking around in the Texas data today, seeing like would it maybe be possible for me to pull out serious injuries and create like a layer or a independent map of the Texas fatality data, but including crashes with serious injuries as well, which would increase the size of the data set by like a lot. It would help a lot.
Yeah.
It would be significant enough to do. Potentially up to like a 200% increase in like points on the
data
map.
points. Yeah.
Right. And all of them would be significant, right? Like the amount of force it takes to incapacitate someone is often roughly equivalent to the amount of force it takes to like kill them, right? It's sort of just a matter of chance as to what the outcome is.
Right. Yeah, that would be super valuable data.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I could get it dating back to 2014. So
yeah, a decade of data.
Stay tuned on that.
Yeah,
no,
that sounds
and so
great.
but for me and you, it's like if I do that for Texas, New York, California, Florida, then we can sell to like 50% of the governments and developers in America. Like we can sell to a really decent chunk of the American economy just from if we can get data on like 4 states.
Yeah, that's excellent.
Yeah.
I love it. Something that came to my
Gooners
mind
will be free.
Indeed.
Financially,
please. Something that came to mind for me, absolute travesty and embarrassment of a transportation system, and how those impacts are not just death, but also asthma. And you think about like the asthma maps that have been produced in certain cities showing that like the only people who have asthma are people that live along large roads and along freeways, and in Black and brown communities where freeways were cut through historic neighborhoods. And I was just thinking about how Roadway Report might be a good platform, or if someone could make a platform giving you a better idea of like the general air quality along a particular like roadway or corridor, like identify dangerous streets for pollution consumption for people on foot and on bikes.
That's a good one. That's a good one. You should look at fire.airnow.gov.
Yeah, I've seen that, and that is, oriented towards wildfires.
Well, right, but it does in fact contain like a really decent sampling of air quality meters in the urban environment.
Yeah.
So it's at least a resource.
Yeah, I'm somewhat familiar with it. The air is often quite bad in Denver.
Yeah, there's no air up there. You're breathing and you get nothing. Yeah, it really took the out of my lovemaking.
Not being able to breathe.
Yeah, the reduced oxygen.
The wheezing.
The wheezing. I had that Denver slump. Or what's it called? What's it called when you can't get an erection? That Denver. I had that Mile High droop.
That Denver droop. Yeah, that's where I was going. The Denver drip.
Denver droop.
The Denver droop.
Oh, my goodness. Well, to the 10 listeners we do have, thank you.
Thank you sincerely.
Thank you, Gooner Army.
You keep us going. We ride on your wings.
We need you, and you need us. Suckle from our comedy teat. Like we are your milk-bearing mother of comedy podcast. And you, listener, suckle at the teat of our comedy podcast, and we will nourish you.
Making a podcast is exactly like being a mother, and we're just in those early years. We've birthed this thing, which was massively painful, and now we're dealing with, I would say, the terrible twos. We're in our 20 episodes. So those of you that are with us now and really, riding the train, riding this bussy into the sunset, you are some lucky people, because we're going to mother you for your whole life. We're going to be your mama till the cows come home.
Be your dumb daddy. No, I mean, traffic deaths are really a problem. And I wish it were okay. I wish that public space were a nice place to be. That's all we're asking for here. Is I want to be able to go outside and have a little cappuccino and read a book, and maybe talk to my neighbors a little bit. And I want to be able to ride a bicycle without feeling like I'm going to be hit by a car.
And I want everyone in my city to feel that way, because I often feel that way in my city. And, I visited Chicago. I was in a really nice part of it. I've been describing them on the north half of the Red Line. Like, a lot of people do have this. We do have functional urbanism to some extent for people that have a modicum of security and a modicum of economic position. But I want everyone to be able to go outside and enjoy their public space. For me, it's really that equity issue. It's about rising up and taking hands with your neighbor. Across the city, we'll stand hand in hand, and we'll fix this thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be hard. It's the city is so carved up.
Yeah, but what do we got? Even in our oldest American cities, we've only got, even the pre-car development, we only have a couple hundred years to work with here. Like, history is long. Like, some of the cities in Europe and Asia have been there for thousands of years. Like, it's gonna be okay. I think that cosmically, eventually human beings will be no more, and it'll be okay. So we just got to make it better while we're here. And I have faith that we can do that because people are pretty amazing.
We're all gonna die. Panic.
I do wish we could. I wish there was a cat bus. Yeah, you've seen Totoro? You've seen my Neighbor Totoro?
No.
Oh man, you gotta watch My Neighbor Totoro. It's a brilliant Miyazaki film, Studio Ghibli or Ghibli, however you say it. Excellent film. It features a public transportation system that is called the Cat Bus. And I love the cat bus. I want to ride the cat bus. I wish waiting for the bus was just like the scene in the movie where the girl and Totoro are waiting, and Totoro gets carried away with this umbrella, and he gets everyone super wet. That's what I want for my transportation system. I want cat bus. I think we have to dream big.
I am so disillusioned with my local transit system that all I want is like a proper 9-minute headway. You know, all I want is like a good headway.
Yeah. I would settle for that too.
I'm like, that's all I need.
Yeah, I don't want to have to wait 30 minutes for the bus.
And then, yeah, you know, I would love some 24-hour coverage. That would be nice.
That'd be pretty sick, yeah.
No one rides the bus at night, though. That's the big problem. People go to bed. Our numbers are down, the bus says.
Yeah, but the nighttime is the best time to ride the bike anyway.
The numbers don't say that. As a roadway safety guy with no qualifications. A pretty high percentage proportionally of pedestrian and micromobility deaths occur from like 8 p.m. to midnight.
Yeah.
Or like,
and a disproportionate occur on like Friday afternoons.
Oh, what I'm trying to say is like almost half of pedestrian deaths happen at night, and like half of person trips don't happen at night. So it's definitely more dangerous to ride at night. Or maybe it's not, because there's less traffic, right?
Everybody knows nighttime scary. Dark, scary.
Look, I love riding my bike at night.
Yeah, it's the most pleasant. It's the quietest.
I can take a lot of streets that I usually can't take.
Exactly.
But even that, I mean, that is a recipe for disaster.
Indeed.
It's like going on high-speed roads
Yep.
when there's no congestion.
Because that's right when some jerk will turn onto the road and go 5 times the speed limit and run you down.
Congestion saves lives. Solving congestion just means killing more people. Isn't that fucked up? Doesn't that suck? Isn't that an unfortunate reality?
Well, and that, I feel like, is one of the fundamental tenets of urbanism. And I'm speaking on no authority with no ethos here. But I feel like that's one of the core tenets of like urban planning that people don't grasp because they think that like you can solve both congestion and roadway deaths at the same time by rerouting cars or whatever the case may be. But yeah, you're right. Slowing people down makes people die less often, and people are going to continue to use their cars. We can't get away from that.
I think people. There's also like an unintuitive aspect to it. It appears that a lot of people are under the impression that the narrower the road, the more dangerous it is. Like if something is like super narrow and twisty and turvy, then it's like way more dangerous.
Right.
But the opposite tends to be true.
Yeah.
Like the more lanes, the wider the road, that corresponds with a higher fatality rate. So what's up with that?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just the constant propaganda and
also like.
Go ahead.
You're in the city, you know. It's like there's a lot going on. There's people here. Bada bing, bada boom, right?
That raises
like
the cortisol. Yeah, it raises the cortisol for sure. Sometimes being in the city, especially if you're not used to that environment. I mean, I will say, you know, there were a couple times I was underneath elevated train platforms in Chicago, and like a train came over, and like I was a little disoriented by the noise of the train. Like I just wasn't used to it. I'm a Denver boy. There ain't no elevated train here, and those trains are loud as fuck, and it definitely like jolts you for a second. It gets your heart beating. But I think the other piece is it's just closeness. You know, people get so into their routines driving on broad roads, going very fast, that it feels very mundane to most people to travel 40 to 70 to 80 to 90 miles an hour when our bodies were never designed to go that quickly. And it's just inherently dangerous to travel that speed in any vehicle, but we get used to it. You know, it's just the repetitive nature of it. We feel at ease. That's why people fall asleep at the wheel, etc., because they feel at ease in a situation that is inherently dangerous. But then when you get outside of the vehicle and you're on a twisty, curvy road where a car maybe looks like it's going to come towards you because it's on a sharp curve, that frightens you because you're not used to it. You're just not accustomed to it.
Yeah, a lot of the things that we did to like improve driving do make us less safe.
Oh yeah, basically everything.
Like making the lanes wider. That one was like a direct negative effect, which is kind of weird.
And the gross feedback loop of making lanes wider, making cars bigger, which then leads us to make lanes even wider, which leads us to make cars even bigger.
So, I mean, so we did see like a general drop for a long time. But a lot of the heavy lifting there was like making bumpers better, seat belts, airbags, right?
Fuck did you call me?
There was a lot of like technological improvement that drove roadway fatality rates down for a really good chunk, like basically the second half of the 20th century.
But then we had to go.
Nader.
Then we had to go get that oil, baby.
Roadway Report only exists because of Ralph Nader, right? Without Ralph Nader, we don't even have the NHTSA, and then thusly Roadway Report.
I wish we could get, you know, Ralph, if you're one of our listeners out there, we'll buy you some sweet vermouth, okay, baby boy?
I don't want to talk to him that way.
Come on, Ralphie, little Ralphie.
He's a guy. He's a cool guy. Ralph Nader.
The Nader, the Naderator. Yeah. We should make this podcast like it's 1991.
What does that entail?
I don't know. We could have Dukakis on.
There's no such thing as a podcast in 1991.
We could have Tribe. We could have Tribe on. We could Desert Storm. Was that later? I don't know. Basically, all of my knowledge about 1991 is from hip hop, because in 1991, hip hop artists really like to let you know that it was 1991.
I sold 3,008. You sold 2,000 late. I'm on that. Boom, boom, boom.
We're gonna get sued.
No, you can't sue me, Will.i.am.
When are we gonna have one of the Black Eyed Peas on the pod? We need to have a guest. We need a guest again.
We're gonna have a guest. I invited Mike. I invited Mike on the podcast.
My dad?
No. Well, we can have your dad. Has he been hit by a car?
Probably.
Yeah, I mean, he is from Chicago.
He's either been hit by a car or hit someone with a car.
I bet he's hit someone with a car.
I mean, we raced cars. We raced go-karts. He broke his ribs doing that.
Bro, we should buy a crash test dummy.
Ooh, that's a good idea. He'd probably be better than me at hosting the podcast.
Do you think we could convert it into a blow-up doll?
I mean, practically no, but I think you could have sex with it.
No, I mean, that's the curse of being the roadway deaths guy. It's the only thing that gets me off.
I know a lot of people these days are trying out polyamory. How's Francis doing with you, including the crash test dummy in your relationship?
It's just between me, you. She doesn't listen to our podcast, so it's just between me, you, and the listeners. It's just our little secret, okay?
That seems very healthy,
No one has to know.
said the publisher.
No one has to know.
Said the person who works for hours every week to publish this podcast.
You come over, you're like, oh, I'm looking for a hand towel. You go poking around the closet. You go to reach for the closet door, and I'm like, no, don't go in there. Because it's my crash test dummy sex slave. It's right behind the door.
I love that you have this inanimate object and you decided to make it a slave, not just like a toy.
It has no free will.
Yeah, but like you get to play act that it does. Like that's sort of the fun of it, right? I don't know.
I don't know.
Well,
oh my goodness.
Crash. I hate to cut this a little short today, but my phone and my headset are going to die, and I need to eat something, or I'm going to pass out in this hot room.
This is such a bad episode.
I think this is actually an excellent episode. I think you're going to have a lot of fun editing it. I think it's going to be really good. I think you're going to have a lot of fun editing it. I think they're going to love listening to it.
Oh, God. Alex Jones is up for... It's like some of his assets were recently seized, and so I just want everyone to pour one out for the big guy. He walked so we could run, and if we're gonna satirically, if we're gonna do a bit about a 42-child bus crash being a false flag operation,
we owe at least something.
We're gonna need
to him.
We're gonna need. So just say a little prayer for his lawyers, okay? Because we're going to need some precedent.
I think praying for that loser is the right directive, dear listener.
Oh, my God. I was drinking a beer on the bike ride, and someone was like, hey, you need like a cooler on your back. And I said, I need Jesus.
Good answer.
Oh, Lord, help me now. Help me now. Before I am become the death map.
You are become the death map. You were become the death map long ago.
Death map is a year old.
I did introduce the death map to some of my friends in Chicago, and I was discussing some of the plans for us turning it into something that can really help the world. And they said something along the lines of, maybe don't call it the death map.
But that's what it is.
And I was like, well, that's exactly why we have to call it that. It sits with you. One of my friends was like, I don't know, I don't want to look at that. I can't look at that. It'll stress me out.
Good, bro, good.
And
Fuck
I was like,
yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, look at it, you little bitch.
So yeah, go to roadway.report, go to roadway.report/info, where you can link to the merch store, etc. Look at all those drop downs.
Roadway.report/Gunner Army, roadway.report/Texas, if you want to see all pedestrians who've been hit by a car in Texas in the last decade. Hint, it's over 100,000 people. 10,000 people a year, which is what? That's like 30 people a day.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's
a pedestrian was hit by a car in Texas while we recorded this podcast.
Yeah, it's hundreds of people a month. Almost 100 people a month.
If only I could invest in that number as if it were the S&P 500.
Maybe that's it. Death coin.
It's a ETF that's tied to the rate of pedestrian fatalities in America. Coming soon to Robinhood.
Indeed.
But no, man, get out there. Get out there and take the streets. Get out there and be in your communities. Get out there and go and live in public space. Go and be in public because it's your fucking right as a human being. The government can't take that from you. The transportation department can't take that from you. Go outside. Be a human. Don't be the government's bitch.
Kiss your loved ones, even if they are crash test dummies. Take care of yourselves. Go to roadway.report, and we will see you next week. Bye.
Sicko mode. Waiter. Oh, waiter.
comedy podcast.
This
Podcast.
foie gras
Get
is
your ass ready for a
pussy-licious.
comedy podcast about roadway deaths. About roadway deaths. About roadway deaths.
About roadway deaths.
Comedy podcast. Comedy podcast. A certified motherfucking comedy podcast
About roadway deaths. About roadway deaths. About roadway deaths. About roadway deaths.
Get yourself together, it's a certified fucking good time. Yeah!